I've been meaning to make a video about this for a while, but for one reason or another, I just kept putting it off. But I guess today is the day when I'm gonna talk about it. I had to drive to the city to go drop off my brother because he was going back to the States. And when I was talking to my grandma, because we were visiting grandma, taking advantage of the trip, I found this book on a shelf. A book that I bought maybe 25 years ago. And I remember very vividly why I bought this book and how is it that I found myself using Linux and making a living by teaching other people how to use it. You see, back then, Microsoft and the BSA were cracking down on piracy, something that they never really truly solved, and you could argue it's worse today than it was back then. But back then, it was kind of surreal because you would see local law enforcement show up to your businesses and they would check your computers, and sometimes they would even take them, besides giving you fines, of course. And this wasn't only happening here in Ecuador, where I am living again now, 20 something years later, but it was also happening all over the world. Now, you could argue, and this is the point I'm trying to make, that unaware, Microsoft, by doing that, by cracking down on piracy like they did, helped open source become what they are today. It certainly gave me a job because I found myself helping people migrate their systems. I distinctly remember working with the chocolate factory, and I'm not being silly or making a reference to a movie. It's actually a chocolate factory that had 14 computers that they needed to migrate. All 14 computers had the basic stuff, like a browser, Netscape in those days, or Internet Explorer for that matter. Office Suite, Microsoft Office, and I think, and this is how old I am, they were still using Fox Pro. I don't know if you guys even know what that is. So I came along, bought myself this book, ended up working with them for weeks, compiling kernels and making sure all their systems were working so things could communicate with each other, and those old printers that screamed like they were trying to kill somebody would work. That's why I think what's happening now with Microsoft and the push for AI on absolutely everything is also going to backfire in a very similar way. This feels to me eerily familiar because to a lot of people, and I'm on that group, it feels a little much. But the difference is that now you don't need a nerd, someone like me, to come install Linux on your computer or even teach you how to connect your printer to it because it's so easy. Now it's so plug and play. And today, everybody, absolutely everybody that has the ability to click enter, 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 can probably try out a distribution like Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Pop OS, and even Fedora, which I tried recently and is basically the successor of Red Hat. At any rate, I think Microsoft is possibly Linux's biggest ally. If they know that, or if they don't, that's a whole nother question.